All right, what's up Trimble Tech students? I'm going to show you guys how to create rough draft number 1. So this video is rough draft number 1, which is the positive negative study. Your end product should look something very similar to this. What the positive negative study does is it helps you differentiate between positive space and negative space and how they work together, how they cooperate, because you have to have a balance between positive space and negative space. So positive space is the space that we use. Negative space is the space that we don't use that surrounds us. And we have an equal amount of positive space versus negative space, and there's a balance between the two. So our artwork, not to mention our lives, can feel, complete. Positive space is the space that we're going to put ink on. So whenever we create negative space, I want you thinking about when it comes to printmaking, negative space. Negative space is the space that we're actually going to start carving away, and the positive space is the space that touches the ink. So in order to do a positive negative study, we're just simply going to just go back and forth between positive space and negative space. And you might notice there are some rules to this study to make sure that you understand how it works. So positive space can only touch positive space on the corner. Positive space can touch positive space on the corner. Negative space can touch negative space on the corner. And negative space can touch negative space right there on the corner. And when it comes to opposites, they can touch on the flats. Positive space can touch negative space on the flats. Positive space can touch negative space right there on the flats. So right here and right there on the flats. Likes can touch on the corner. Opposites touch on the flats, like this area right there. So I'm going to go ahead and draw you guys an example. If you guys want to grab a marker, pen, pencil, and a sheet of paper, we'll go ahead and knock this out. So this rectangle right here, this rectangle represents your sheet of paper. Right there, just like that. Awesome. And we're going to cut this up into quarters. So we're going to draw a line down the middle. Easy. And we're going to draw a line down the middle here. Easy. And then we're going to draw a small shape in the middle. This can be a circle, a square, a shape with no name. Let's just do a square just for fun. There we go. And now we're going to draw another shape a little bit bigger around it. This time I'm not going to do a shape with a name. And then I'm going to do a third shape a little bit bigger around that one. Let's put some straight lines in here. Wavy lines. Let's do more straight lines. I don't know, just whatever. All right, so this is the part where we start leaving some space negative, unused, and start filling up some other space with some solid color. So you can pick out whatever color you want. I've had students use watercolor paint on this. I've had students use markers, oil pastels, colored pencil. The trick is some space we're going to use, positive, some space we're not going to use, negative. So I'm going to go ahead and follow the rules. So I'm going to make this one positive. So I'm just going to mark it ahead of time. Some people like to put the letter P. Some people like to put the letter P. I did it backwards, sorry. Letter P. Some people like to put a plus sign to say positive. So positives can touch positives on the corners right here, but positives cannot touch positives on the flats. Positive can touch negative on this flat side. So that means if this is a positive, this one's going to be a negative. This one's going to be a positive. That's going to be a negative. So if this is negative, that means this is going to be a positive because there's a flat edge there, and negative can touch positive on the flats. So that's going to be positive, or you can put a plus sign. So if that's positive, this is going to be negative. That means this is going to be positive. There we go. That's negative. Negatives can touch negatives on the corners. This is going to be positive, negative, positive. There we go. So positive, if this one's positive, here's a flat side. That means this one's going to be, oh, you guys can't see. Let me zoom back out. All right. So if this one's positive, that means this one's going to be negative because here's the flat. So if this is positive, if this one's positive, this one's negative, negative, positive, negative, positive, positive, because here's the corner, negative, positive, negative. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and double check my work to make sure I'm doing it right. I got to follow the rules. Opposites can touch on the flats, likes can touch on the corners. So I got positive, negative, negative, because there's a corner, positive, negative, yes. Then I got negative, make sure, yep, those match, negative, positive, positives can touch on the corner, negative, positive, negative. All right, I'm good to go. Now I can start coloring in. Now when it comes to coloring in, you can have as much fun as you want. You can color in solid all the positive shapes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some markers and start coloring it in. Running out of ink. Negative, negative, positive. I'm gonna switch out colors. And positive. Running out of ink again. Boop. All right, I'm gonna do two other colors for this angle right here. So what we have here is the rough draft number 1, positive, negative study. I don't know if this is going to come out backwards or forwards, so I'm just going to write it backwards. Rough draft number 1, or it could be rough draft number 1, whichever. This is rough draft number 1, positive, negative study. Go ahead and knock this out, put it inside your art portfolio, and let me know when it's in there. All right, next video is going to be observation drawing of a personal object. Thanks.